There's been a lot of stress and uncertainty over finances since COVID-19 began.
So today we're going to talk with our money expert about 3 things that may have slipped your mind in the last 2 months. Dustin Smith from Wealth Enhancement Group joins us live now. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, how are you doing?
We're doing all right. I think with a lot that's going on right now, people trying to manage, distance learning with their kids, working from home, maybe other kind of anxiety and stress over things. There are aspects of your financial plan that kind of fall through the cracks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of them that we see right away is people's 401ks. And, to be really fair, I think we are feeling uncertainty, when we're going to go back to work, when the kids go back to school. And when we feel that uncertainty, that often gets reflected in the stock market. And when the stock market feels uncertain, we see a lot of volatility, a lot of really high days and a lot of low days. And when that happens, often what we see is that people's strategy inside their 401k, such as the mix between stocks and bonds, often gets out of whack. So that's something that should be paid attention to. And also what we're seeing is that there's a lot of people that are maybe in their early 60s to maybe mid 60s that recently got laid off. And some of those people are questioning whether or not they're going to go back to work or not, or maybe be forced to retire early. And if that's the case, you really want to be paying attention to your 401k, because the strategy that you employ to accumulate assets, it's much different than the strategy that you may employ to distribute those assets.
What do you mean there in talking about that? I mean, what should you be doing with your 401k?
Yeah, so if you are in a place where you're going to actually need to draw money out and live off it, you often want to have some more safer assets in place, such as cash or maybe some lower risk bonds there, because when you have a lot of that volatility and you're forced to draw money out to, for example, pay your mortgage, you're often usually selling low, and that really can just create a really downward slope that's hard to get out of.
Can we talk about education plans a little bit? Because I think a lot of us with kids who are getting closer to those college ages, you had ideas as to what maybe you were thinking about college, and now post-virus, maybe some of that is changing, right?
Absolutely. I think it's really important to talk with your children, because there's a lot of younger adults right now that, they're not questioning the value of an education. They're questioning more the price in which they're going to pay for it. And so that might change where they're going to go to school and when they may go to school. Also, what we're seeing is that for a lot of parents, you may not be questioning your ability to help pay for your children's education. So it's time to really have that open conversation with your children and not try to hide anything, right? We don't want to, lead our children on thinking that they're going to get a lot of financial help from us when they might not be able to. So have those open conversations. I really encourage it.
Because a lot of colleges and universities are worried about this. If they go back to fully online learning in the fall, will the students come?
Exactly. And then also, students may be changing where they may go to school, because if there's a lot of online learning going on, studying from home may open up a lot of those opportunities that hadn't been there before.
One last point that you want people to remember is that the legislative landscape has changed, and the Secure Act is still law.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of legislation that went into play here within the last couple of years, and this really does change a lot of things for people. Unlike the stock market, taxes really are something that somewhat you can control, and so you want to be paying attention to these things.
Very good.
Great. Dustin, thank you.